And without you having a conviction on what you're supposed to do, it would be easy for you to easily sell, give in, and panic. Hey guys, so I'm currently out right now just waiting for a family member who's currently recovering in the hospital. But while I'm doing this, I want to give you as much content and value as possible. And I want to talk about what happened in the cryptocurrency market over the past few days, as we've seen a large amount of downward moves, seen some recovery, and my take on what's happening and what I was doing when all of this was happening. So please do note that every time you are into the cryptocurrency market, downward moves like this are normal. It's normal to see drops like this on a regular basis. It's normal to see large downward movements, and that's something that people must expect when they're investing in the cryptocurrency market. It doesn't mean that it's gonna go to zero. It just shows that when you come in and you invest in the cryptocurrency space, you need to be prepared, because there will be tons and tons of volatility every time you invest in the crypto markets. We've seen Bitcoin go as high as 64,000 US dollars, only to see it dip to as low as 30,000 just a couple of days ago on an intraday level. It places the drop at around the 50+% mark from its highest point. For people who are investing in the stock market, we have indices that we watch out for as a reference. We have the Philippine Stock Exchange Index for the Philippines, we have the Nasdaq, we have the S&P 500, we have the Dow Jones. But in the cryptocurrency market, since none of that exists yet, everything is pegged, everything is hinged on the performance of Bitcoin. Now, that being said, when Bitcoin started to drop, we saw all of the other altcoins, even the ones with solid value, Ethereum, which was pushing high upon high upon high the previous days. When it hit 4,000 plus, we saw it dip on an intraday level below the 2,000 mark. We also saw Cardano, which was breaking out also. Remember the videos that I made when Cardano broke out from the 1.5 US dollar mark? We saw it go from 2, 2.1, 2.2 and push up. Then a few hours after that, only to see it drop on an intraday level to the 1 US dollar mark in just a span of 2 days. Similar also to BNB, which is so much utility, which is one of my largest allocations. We've seen it from 680 drop to 260 plus US dollars, meaning that it dropped more than 50+% from its highest point. As Bitcoin is the reference for everyone, how Bitcoin goes, altcoins follow, S-coins also follow, meaning the drop cascaded into the other cryptocurrencies / tokens that we are watching. That being said, no, from a technical aspect, there's a lot of traders, even the ones from larger funds, who was watching the 40,000, 41,000 mark, as pretty much a lot of people were using the 21-day EMA as a reference of support. And regardless of what moving average you're using or what line of support you're using, and regardless if you are looking at 40, 41, 42,000 as a level of support, all of that a couple of days ago got broken. And as that got broken a couple of days ago, for traders, it was a signal for them to sell. It was a signal for them also, especially the ones that positioned earlier when it was massively moving up into a large uptrend. It was a take profit signal also for some of them, which is not bad. And please do note this, no, if you are watching this and you are a person who likes to trade, particularly using charts, the name of the game is to follow what the charts are telling you. The name of the game is, if your moving averages are broken downward and you are a trader, it's okay to get out of the position. It's okay to sell, regardless if it's you taking profits from the large upward swings of Bitcoin or the other cryptocurrencies that you're watching, or also sell it at a loss, because that's how technical trading is. There will come a point in time when the charts are telling you to get out, that you would also have to get out. And for those who like to short, that could have been also an opportunity to short. Full disclosure, and you've been watching me in my videos, I'm not a guy who shorts. I'm not a big fan of shorting. While that was happening, no, there was so much fear, uncertainty, doubt. It could have been triggered by when the blackout in China happened, it dropped, then all of the Elon Musk tweets, Then Tesla may have started to unload their positions. Then the latest one, China putting stricter measures again to either block, regulate, or creating strides that are not good to the cryptocurrency market. And combine all of that, that caused the markets to push much lower. Please do note this also, that there were a lot of leverage positions that were also sold. There were a lot of positions that were pushed downward, that they had to be closed, that cascaded the selling even more. So in my opinion, it's a combination of a lot of things. However, now I want to address people who are stacking. I want to address people who are hodlers. I want to address people who believe in the technology. I want to address people that they are buying because they don't just see cryptocurrencies or bitcoins as something that could possibly go up in value, but they're seeing that this may be something that could change the world. This may be something that could change the way we see things. This may be something that could change the way we do things. All of these things does not really change the underlying technology of Bitcoin. All of these things does not change the fact that Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot will change the world because of the smart contracts that could be built on top of their blockchains. Price movements like this are normal. Similar to the stock market, there will always be events, either from a valuation perspective, an economic perspective, or there will be news that won't favor a company for the short term. And that's what's happening right now to Bitcoin. There will always be moves like this. But in my opinion, if it doesn't really change the future of where Bitcoin, Cardano, and all of the other amazing crypto projects like Chainlink, VET, your outlook, your style on positioning also should not change. That should give you all the more conviction to actually stack. And I think that's the underlying difference of cryptos versus investing in the stock market, where everything is driven by earnings and its prospect for growth. We really haven't seen the totality of apps yet that are being built that will change the way we live our lives. When that gets done, that's when the world will appreciate it. When that gets done, all of the bets that you are placing today, all of the risks that you are taking today, that's when it starts to pay off. And that's why I've been sharing this over and over and over again, that it's highly important that if you are a stacker, you know what you're getting into. Because if you don't know what you're getting into, nakikisabay ka lang, you're not doing your research, dips like this will cause you to be shaken out. If you want to invest in the cryptocurrency market, especially there's a lot of volatility, it has to be money, no matter what amount it is, that you don't plan to touch for a very, very long time. And I know it sounds enticing na sayang Doge moved up, Shiba moved up. If I place a smaller amount of money, I won't be able to appreciate whatever upward move there is. But always manage your downside first, because as you've seen, downward moves like that happen. Downward moves like that causes markets to drop, and without you having a firm conviction on what you're getting into, it would be very, very easy to be shaken out. And without you having a conviction on what you're supposed to do, it would be easy for you to easily sell, give in, and panic. That's why there has to be something, a concept, a strategy, a principle for the token that you're buying, that you know so well that downward moves like that shouldn't cause you to be shaken out. What was I doing when all of that was happening? Couple of things. Number one, sakto, I had fresh funds in USDT that I was able to transfer also days prior to that. So when markets dropped, I was able to use bits and pieces of that USDT to be able to position on the ones that I like. And I mentioned this in another video before, that I stopped buying Bitcoin primarily because it was relatively higher. But since it dipped, it went down massively, portions of that USDT I used to allocate for Bitcoin. You stack the Satoshis, you stack the Bitcoins that you have, because Bitcoin is very, 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 very limited. You have to remember that. Always look at the long game. Always look at gaano kadaming Bitcoin yung ma-accumulate ko above and beyond yung US dollar equivalent niya. If you're playing the long game, you're looking at what would it be 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. What would it be when it surpasses the market cap of gold? The bets that you're taking right now, the risks that you are taking right now would be something that's very, very prudent. And please remember this, people have been saying that people who invest in Bitcoin And I'm getting it now. No, I'm not the earliest here. And I salute the ones that I guested in this podcast that were way ahead of me, that had the conviction way ahead of me. I really, really salute them, because Bitcoiners are not lucky. It takes a lot. It takes the stomach to huddle in times like this when markets are down. What they just see is the upward moves, malaki yung kinita, but what's not talked about is what's done when markets are down. Please remember, it's not when markets are up where you make money. It's how you position when they're down that will cause you to gain a greater amount of position. What's more important above and beyond buying them low, investing them low, is putting in game-changing volume. Volume will always be the game. It's all about how much you put, how big you accumulate, while it's very, 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 very low. And that's what's more important. And in 2021, for those watching this, place a greater degree of focus on stacking, on accumulating, on building volume, on building a base, rather than timing it properly. The more you accumulate, the more you stack, the better it would be for you. That being said though, I just want to balance it. Whatever I say here about stacking, this is something that does not work for you. Please never rely on what I'm saying. Never ever buy, sell, hold, or avoid a transaction just because I talk about it here. It's your money. It's your responsibility. You have to take action based on what makes sense to you. Don't just buy just because you hear it off YouTube. Some of the positions also that were relatively smaller that I know will have a lot of volatility and I would have the opportunity to buy it again later on, I took profits on some of them. I used the USDT profits of that to accumulate further BNB, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cake. I hope that this is something that's insightful for all of you. But just to recap everything that I said, when Bitcoin drops, majority of the altcoins and S coins will follow. But when it drops, it also is an opportunity for those that see Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as the future, that it's an area for you to stack. It's an area for you to accumulate. It's an area for you to huddle. It's a time for you to have diamond hands. And the diamond hands would come from the conviction based on the amount of research and study that you've placed in it. And for those who are trading, when your moving averages, when your support resistance also are broken, it's okay to sell, regardless if it's you taking profits, regardless if it's you also cutting losses. Please do note, and I'll say this over and over, don't just buy, sell, hold just because I said it. It's your money, it's your responsibility. Please take the time to learn. Please take the time to do the actions on your own. And lastly, if you made mistakes, it's okay. Learn from it, because I really believe that cryptocurrencies, the best tokens that are game-changing, life-changing, we've only just begun. That there's so many things that are still in store for the cryptocurrency market as a whole. If you guys want to invest in cryptocurrencies, I'll put the link in the description below. I normally use Binance for trading because it's one of the biggest and best cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. And if you want to join me and you want to learn more about trading using technical analysis, we have that this July. It's StockSmart's technical analysis, and it will be ingrained not just for stocks anymore. It will be a combination of Philippine stocks, US stocks, and the cryptocurrency market. And happening next week already, the largest investment conference in the Philippines, Icon 2021, where we have the likes of Rosemary Rafael, Tiwa Gunigundo, David Lee Chu, Rex Mendoza, Philip Hagedorn, and so much more to share their expertise and experience with one goal: to help you make informed decisions in your investments. And for those who want to grab a copy of my books, they're available via Shopee in the links below. So I guess that's it. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I hope that this is something that's insightful for all of you. There, if you stayed up until the end, comment below, stayed up until the end. And I'm currently in a parking lot, no, underground parking lot, kaya madilim. I hope you pardon the lighting, but I just wanted to give you as much value and content as possible, even if I'm not in the perfect condition for me to be able to share. That's what I love about the internet. It's the ability to be able also not just to convey your thoughts, but you get to do it anytime, anywhere. Parang investing and trading din, living life at your own terms to do what you want when you want. And that's what I believe the internet is also doing. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.